A multi-crore destination wedding organized in a renowned hospitality property in Udaipur has become the center of an international money laundering alibi through a betting app. But interestingly, a Rapido bike rider who earns barely 500 to 600 rupees a day has unexpectedly become the center of a massive financial probe. Hello, you're watching another episode of Deep Dive with me, Uday Pratap Singh. As per reports, an investigation by the Enforcement Directorate has led them to a destination wedding in Udaipur held recently. As per sources, videos and photos of the wedding event have gone viral on social media, and that led the ED sleuths to investigate further, linking it to a betting app that uses a Rapido driver's account as a Mule account to transact black money. The ED uncovered an unaccounted 331 crore rupees being deposited into the bank account. So how was the trail uncovered? According to reports, the ED team was investigating a betting network. During the investigation, they came across a bank account in which 331 crore rupees 36 lakhs was deposited between 19th of August 2024 and 4th of April 2025. The account belonged to a Rapido driver, an amount entirely disproportionate to his livelihood. The trail that led back to an online betting app whose owners allegedly used this account as a Mule account to park their black money and escape the enforcement agency's probe. The ED is further investigating this matter to uncover the operations of the syndicate and from where these are being managed. What makes this case, though, even more dramatic is that this very account is believed to have funded payments crossing 1 crore rupees for a spectacular destination wedding hosted at Taj Aravali, Udaipur in November 2024. The wedding, linked to Gujarat youth political figure Aditya Zula, took place in November last year, but the source of the funds used for the luxury event has triggered serious questions. The wedding, described by officials as luxury level, high budget and meticulously coordinated, had no direct link to the rider, yet several major bills were allegedly cleared from his account. Initial findings suggest that the money might have originated from a shadow financial network tied to illegal online betting operations, particularly the controversial 1xBet ecosystem. ED officials say the pattern of transactions reflect layering, where money is routed through unsuspecting or vulnerable individuals to obscure the original source, and these illicit funds were split into structured deposits and funneled through the driver's account before being moved through hawala-like routes. Payments for the wedding were similarly disguised, processed through the same account under parallel booking arrangements to evade detection. ED is examining why the rider's account was used, who operated it, and whether he was coerced, compensated or kept in the dark. Investigators believe he either unknowingly allowed his account to be used or participated knowingly for monthly commissions. But during questioning, the driver reportedly said he had no idea about the massive deposits, nor could he identify the bride, groom or families whose extravagant wedding was allegedly financed using the funds from his account. Officials remain puzzled at the ease with which such enormous sums were routed through a person with no involvement in high-profile social circles. The investigation took a decisive turn when the ED examined Taj Aravali's internal payment records. They found that bills for decor, luxury fleet services, room bookings, event management and guest arrangements were all partly or fully paid from the rider's bank account. Officials believe these transactions were processed through a well-organized parallel payment system designed to mask beneficiaries and keep the financial operators invisible. The rider reportedly did not raise any alarm as his account became a revolving door of massive credits and withdrawals. This trail connects directly to the ED's wider investigation into offshore betting platforms like 1xBet, which depend heavily on gig workers, students and low-income individuals to circulate illegal funds. The model mirrors the operations of the 5,000 crore rupee Mahadev app network, reflecting the rapid expansion of Mule accounts across India's digital economy. What exactly is a Mule account? Well, this case is a textbook example of a Mule account. These are bank accounts belonging to largely poor and uneducated people. The account details are usually obtained by offering a commission or being tricked through scams like job offers or phishing emails or SMS links. The Mule is the account holder of such an account who could also be a willing participant. The money launderers then use this account to deposit or transfer their black money, which is routed to other accounts, and the entire operation is covered up. The account holder is asked to withdraw the money and deposit it in another account, thus breaking the chain that leads to the original source. The 1xBet investigation has already made ripples in the sporting and entertainment industry. In recent months, the agency has attached assets worth crores belonging to former cricketers Shikhar Dhawan and Suresh Raina, questioned several cricketers and celebrities over alleged promotional ties with illegal betting platforms. This case certainly highlights how Mule accounts are increasingly being used to finance high-end celebrations and other costly events, turning unsuspecting individuals into the financial front for illicit operations. Joining us live is Dr. Sharad Kohli, senior economist. Dr. Kohli, now of course, we must hail the enforcement agencies that have managed to crack this case and unearth the kind of chain involved. But what do you make of the route used by these money launderers in funneling and channeling their funds and illegal money for destination weddings through a Rapido driver's account?
Well, good evening, Uday. Obviously, the guy was used as a mule, as you rightly said. Prima facie from the details of the case, it appears that the mule is also probably been hired for commissions. He must have been promised that we'll give you something. Please allow your account to be used, because every time you deposit large sums in the bank these days, the banks have to report this to the income tax, and from there the investigation can start. So obviously they picked up this account, that we pick up another account which is unsuspecting, where you will not expect a Rapido driver to be carrying that much of money for that matter. I think it's a classic case of money laundering, depositing the money here, then taking it to another account, disbursing to vendors and so on and so forth. But 331 crores, Uday. I'm sure there are more accounts. There'll be more trail available. This is just one case. The Mule account is one case, but that was just 1 crore. Well, there is another 330 crores which needs to be investigated. Obviously, betting is illegitimate. Betting money is illegitimate. So I'm surprised how betting money was coming through the bank. Normally, we've heard of people dealing in cash or other stuff. But I think thanks to the larger currency notes being banned, the 2000 notes being banned, so it is difficult for larger sums of money to be transported from here and there. So they do use these banking channels, because it's difficult to keep the money until then, especially when there's a wedding going on. So they probably hired this mule that will route this through your account. But I'm sure there are other mules also, because the entire 331 crore, how this was channelized. And then most importantly, how much money was spent on the wedding overall. I think the hotel, vendors, the decorators, the caterers, everybody should be investigated that how much money were they paid. Was there cash payment as well? If everything was paid through bank, then I think what was the source of the funds? Are these funds coming out of 331 crores? I'm sure there is a Pandora box there which is waiting to be opened, and there'll be a lot more names, a lot more skeletons, as they say, coming out of the cupboard, because there will be people involved who might have accepted considerations in cash, little bit in the bank, little bit in cash. So the whole matter is under investigation. And the new system, Uday, these days is such that it is impossible to escape the trail. I'm surprised how somebody was so stupid to be routing it through the bank, imagining that he'll probably get away with that. That's not possible, because bank has got a reporting system. You deposit more than 10 lakhs in cash in the bank is supposed to report. You do any large transaction in the bank is supposed to ask you. So I'm surprised how so either there is a nexus which probably allowed this to happen, and even the bankers should be investigated, that how did they not note this down when such large amounts were coming to a Rapido driver account? Why were these large accounts coming to there? So I think everybody who's involved needs to be questioned, investigated, whether they are involved or they are not involved. But at the end of the day, I think the betting racket is within the legal net now, and there'll be a lot of answering to be done going forward to that.
Yes, Dr. Kohli, also, this is just one such, money laundering operation which has come to light. Perhaps there are many more like this, many more that are also being done across the country. And this may just be the tip of the iceberg for the sleuths, Sharad Kohli.
Absolutely. For this reason, Uday, the government of India has not yet recognized crypto assets. If it is not illegitimate, it is also not legitimate, because crypto assets are being used to transfer funds from one phone or one person to the other, because you can either do through cash or you do through bank. And the third and the only other option is a cryptocurrency, that you transfer your Bitcoin or Ethereum to the other person and you transfer the funds. It is for this reason that government and Reserve Bank has been very, very categorically against cryptocurrency being recognized here. So it's not illegitimate, but it is also not legitimate, because there's a lot of nefarious activities which are going through crypto assets. So I think if the crypto trail is investigated, I'm sure you will discover a lot of betting rackets, lot of smuggling happening, and a lot of other illegitimate activities, Uday.
Dr. Crore, appreciate you joining us with your perspective on this segment.